You don't want there to be a gray area. And you certainly do not want a situation where there is a guy heading to his 7th school in 7 years, former SEC quarterback TJ Finley. It feels like he was in the SEC forever ago. Newsflash, he was. He's still in college. He's going on his doctorate at this point. Commits to Incarnate Word, basically the reverse Cam Ward career arc.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Yes, I know this is his 7th school, LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Tulane. There were some extenuating circumstances around Tulane. Didn't end up playing a game. Western Kentucky, Georgia State is where he was at this past year and before going to Incarnate Word. I don't have a problem with TJ Finley because he's just taking advantage of the whole system that's going on right now.
Yeah.
The problem I have resides with the NCAA.
Yep.
And I mean, newsflash, I think a lot of people's problems with eligibility and stuff reside with the NCAA.
Yeah.
You can't blame a guy for taking advantage of these boundaries that are so, like, what even are the boundaries nowadays?
There are none. That's what it feels like. It just like it feels like they're licking their finger, putting it in the wind, finding out, okay, well then let's either stop this, do this, and or asking, hey, how will this hurt us in court? Instead of making a decision, it just feels like the decision is always based on a bunch of clouded nonsense that we don't get any answers to, and then they run to Congress asking and begging for help. That's what it feels like to me that the NCAA has been ever since COVID.
I mean, he got the COVID year, he had the red shirt, and then he also had the extenuating circumstances around Tulane. But here's the thing. He's going on his 7th year in college football, his 7th team.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the SEC, you have Joey Aguilar fighting for an extra year of eligibility that, in my opinion, he probably has a 1% chance of actually winning. You've got Diego Pavia, who's still fighting the lawsuit. He got the injunction to play this year, but he already said he's not going to play next year. And then you've got a guy in Trinidad Chambliss who was one of the best sports stories of the entirety of 2025, heading into 2026 as well, who just got denied his waiver. Ole Miss is appealing right now because Ferris State didn't document some of his medical visits.
Right.
So how in the world are you going to tell me that TJ Finley should be allowed to head to his 7th school, hasn't really done much? Again, I'm not mad at TJ Finley.
Yeah.
Let that be known. This is not a problem and not any disrespect to TJ Finley. This is all the disrespect is going to the NCAA because it just doesn't make any sense how you're going to allow this guy 7 years, but some of these other quarterbacks who have, no offense to TJ Finley, done more in their college careers, have more money on the line. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss has $5 million on the line that he could be making next year, but you won't give him the eligibility. It makes zero sense to me, and that's why I think after this year, if the NCAA wants to do something about this whole situation, you've got almost 5,000 people in the transfer portal this window. You got to lay the groundwork. You got to put your foot down and say, starting now, here are the specific requirements you need to have to play college football. Either you follow them or you don't.
Yep.
That's the only thing that can come from this, because all it's going to do is unravel. It's going to become more of an avalanche than it already is. The snowball's already rolling down the hill, guys. It's already rolling down the hill. The sirens are blaring for an avalanche warning, and sooner rather than later, the whole thing is just going to blow up, and I don't know what college football is going to be anymore because this is just a joke.
The rules bees the rules. So John Calipari, the basketball coach who coached at several places, he's now with the Arkansas Razorbacks. He voiced this exact same frustration in a different world as it relates to the NCAA. Why? Because the NCAA is the governing body that does not seem to have any kind of hold or any kind of consistency with which they deem and make their rules. I have talked ad nauseum about my beef with the NCAA, and I just think that here, NCAA can actually act selfishly in its own interest. 7 schools. It's insane. I don't know how you could say this is good for any college. This right here is good for any college athlete.
Gerhard, most people don't even have 7 jobs in their life.
No, right.
Like, what is this? How can you say this is college football? He's collecting infinity stones.
Right. Infinity stones with schools. But as you said, his arc is going backwards. It is going kind of opposite of Cam Ward. Ward went from Incarnate Word to the Heisman Trophy and #1 draft pick. And TJ Finley is going backwards. And as you said it multiple times, and I'll reiterate it because I'm the same way. You're not mad at TJ Finley.
I'm not.
He is taking advantage of a very, very broken system. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. And if you're the NCAA, you have to have, I think, some kind of leadership wits about you. And I understand that they are so paranoid about lawsuits and pending lawsuits. And I would understand it. And if you lose those lawsuits, that's fine as well. Fine. But have some consistency. Don't act like a leader on one end. Don't act like we're a leader. We're going to maintain the rules on Trinidad Shambliss, and then not do the same as it relates to other candidates in other places elsewhere. This to me just seems like if you are in the NCAA, if you're Charlie Baker, if you're anybody like the governing body at large, they had to sit down and ask, what are we? What are we? Are we traffic cops? Are we
mall cop?
Right. Or are we going to be matadors and just let everything in and just be wide open for everybody?
Be like those security guards that are trying to stop people from storming the field. They just stand like this. They're just pylons. Yes,
exactly. Speaking of this, we talked earlier about how this would have benefited some other people like Ashton Daniels and a few others. And
but I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
I have an idea for what this could entail. I have an idea on how everything could be fixed. You go back to the way it was before the whole COVID year and when you started handing out COVID years and everything. You've got 5 years to play 4. You can medically redshirt. You can just normally redshirt, but you got 4 years. You got 5 years to play 4. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, but what happens if I get injured? And my argument to that is, if you're in the NFL and you get injured,
right? Do
you get an extra year added onto your contract?
No, it's just it's part of the deal.
It's part of the deal.
And it's already baked. And it's already baked into the cake. To your point, it's already baked into the cake that the NCAA has already said. They already give a medical red shirt.
Yes.
So I mean, you can still do the same thing. Say, hey, all right, so you have 5 years to play 4. If you do get hurt, you can get this medical red shirt here. And so I mean that, like I said, that was already within the parameters of what was going on earlier. And the system was not absolutely perfect, but it was good.
If you get hurt in high school, do you get an extra year of high school?
No.
Why is college the only sport, the only level that you can get an extra year of, whether it's your contract, whether it's your eligibility, to play? It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And it's so broken right now that it's almost like I made the analogy with the Avalanche. The snowball is rolling down the hill right now. It's gaining speed. It's probably about 70 miles an hour.
Right.
And within about 15 minutes, hypothetical time, the town is gone.
Yep.
And I just don't know what's going to happen.
And to continue that metaphor, I think what ends up happening is as the snowball is rolling down the hill, we're picking up branches and loose tires and everything else as it rolls down the hill because all these what ifs keep happening. The what if about JUCO. What do you do with JUCO athletes? The what if about, as you mentioned, the injuries. What do you do about that? Redshirt years. What do you do about that? We've now gotten to a place now, 2026, 6 years after COVID, all the COVID athletes should be rolling off the rosters, so to speak.
Gone.
And so now, since society is back to normal, I feel like the rules in the NCAA should be back to normal there as well.